welcome to my totally legit K-pop news show. My name is Angelina and I'm your host for today. Your very own K-pop journalist with, yes, a K-pop PhD. And for all of you little 4th gen stans who asked me what made my opinion relevant, I will be accepting no further inquiries. But basically, this is our Sunday news show where we talk about all of the K-pop news from throughout the week, some of your suggestions, maybe talk some shit, learn a thing or two, who knows? And for this video in particular, we are going to be talking about how Blinks are claiming the Apan Awards are rigged because Blackpink was seemingly snubbed, as well as some ongoings with the AAA Awards, Shawn Mendes and his very own Kpop Shenanigans, BTS being nominated for a Grammy Award, as well as IZONE's and B1A4's music videos seemingly being plagiarized. So if you're interested in these subjects, maybe just one or two of these subjects, I have separated this video into super fancy segments so you can scroll through the time bar and pick where you'd like to start. It will mess with my watch time, but I assure you can make it up to me by subscribing to this channel, clicking on the bell to be notified, and sharing this video with friends you don't have. You can also consider joining my channel memberships because for the level 3s, I'm going to start offering exclusive member-only videos, so maybe some debut comeback stage reviews or whatever you guys really want. I'll be taking requests, so yeah. Let's talk about Blinks and why they are upset at the Apan Awards. So the Apan Awards are organized by the Korea Entertainment Management Association, and they had previously revealed a list of 30 artists who were nominated for their top 10 artists of the year, who they themselves claim are the greatest singers who made K-pop shine in 2020. And you know, among this top 30 list, we of course had Blackpink, Ateez, i-dle, Loona, to name a few. So it seems to make it into this list of top 10, the criteria is the following. They take into consideration album sales, digital sales, and evaluation by a panel of judges, as well as fan voting. And the top 10 ended up including quite a few artists, including BTS, Kang Daniel, The Boys, Monsta X, 17. However, this list did not include Blackpink. And actually, Blackpink had only won in the category for Best Music Video, which was entirely based on fan votes. So when this list was revealed and Blackpink was nowhere in this list, a lot of people were starting to ask questions. And of course, we see a bunch of fans praising Blackpink's accomplishments from digital sales to album sales to their overall impact this year alone, despite only having released their album at the beginning of October. And so many pointing to the fact that this really doesn't make sense at all, because if you have digital sales, album sales, and fan voting, like, how wouldn't they have made it onto the list if they basically have everything except for seemingly the judge panel voting, which is quite vague. So in light of this, in light of Blackpink's absence from this list of top 10 artists of the year, we start seeing people trending the following hashtags. Hashtag Apan rocked Blackpink, as well as hashtag Apan Awards rigged. So of course we have people saying that this award show is rigged because Blackpink definitely deserve to be part of the top 10, while others are saying it's not fair to say it's rigged when, you know, you don't have actual proof, when you don't really know what goes into the final decision, and having a panel of judges can seem a little bit vague, but could be a really big part in determining this. You know, that could technically mean anything. Looking at sales and votes is very concrete, but you know, what a judge has to say could literally mean anything. You could literally sway an award show any way you want if that's part of the criteria and if you're not really clear with what that criteria actually means. But definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Do you think the award show is rigged? Do you think something fishy is going on? Or do you think it's really not that big of a deal? Let me know in the comments down below. Actually, an update on Blinks being upset that award shows are not properly recognizing Blackpink's accomplishment. We have the Asia Artist Awards, who are under fire for a comment towards IZONE's achievements that people are claiming is discrediting Blackpink. So in this short clip that's going around, we see IZONE going to receive an award, and the translation in the captions reads, IZONE set the record as the girl group with the highest first week sales. Now this has upset a lot of people because if you actually look at who holds the record for the highest sales in their first week of releasing their album, it's Blackpink. However, it's really super important to note that before Blackpink released their album, IZONE were the holders of this record. So for context, IZONE's album, the Onerik Oneric Diary, Not My Circus, was released in June, while Blackpink's The Album was released in October. So yes, technically the statement is true or was true at one point in time, but it is outdated information as of now. So if you scroll through Twitter, you'll of course see a lot of people demanding that the AAAs apologize to Blackpink. In fact, we see again a similar type of situation where the following hashtags are trending: hashtag AAA apologize to Blackpink, and even Blackpink deserves better. And we also have a lot of people clarifying that they mean no malice or harm towards IZONE, that the group really doesn't deserve any hate in this situation, but rather the award show themselves needs to apologize for discrediting Blackpink's accomplishments. So here's my little theory. This is based off a translated caption. When I read it, I kind of understood that they meant that IZONE, set the record. They technically did set the record at one point in time, but wording wise, I understand some people take it as them discrediting Blackpink. So let me know how you understand it. Do you understand it as kind of outdated information? Do you understand it as them discrediting Blackpink? Or do you see it as a piece of information that was true at one point that kind of contributes to them winning said award? They had set that record, so it contributed to them winning that award, or I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to a little segment that I like to call Kpop Shenanigans, which is basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop this week. Now, don't forget, if you'd like to suggest something for Kpop Shenanigans, you can, of course, send me a DM over on my Instagram. I try to read as many as I can. I don't always reply. I'm really sorry. So we have two members of Saturday who uploaded a 9-minute Twice dance medley onto their channel. And on that Twice note, we also have Ace, who did a medley as well, but a vocal cover of Twice's songs. So they had What Is Love, Fancy, and I Can't Stop Me uploaded to the Andromeda YouTube channel. Alicia Keys uploaded a cover of Life Goes On by BTS. We have Twice, who are scheduled to appear on the Stephen Colbert show, on November 30th to perform their song I Can't Stop Me. Niju has made their official debut with Step and a Step. We also have rookie group BoA, who made their comeback with Bad Girl. NCT U released their music video for Work It, and Purple Kiss have released a performance video for My Heart Skip a Beat, which featured a sound that I was really not expecting from them. But as usual, if you're interested in my thoughts on all of these comebacks and debuts, you're gonna have to wait to my end of the month review, which is coming really soon. December 1st or 2nd, it should be out. As you guys all know, these videos are so hard to edit, but it should be a lot easier now that I have my new laptop, my second new laptop, but that hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. It should be a lot easier to edit now that I have 500 gigs plus of storage. And lastly, for our K-pop meme of the week, which really isn't a meme, it's actually a TikTok that a few people have sent me of this adorable little cockatiel who is whistling to NCT's Make-A-Wish. Honestly, quite a perfect song to whistle to. This TikTok is from an account called Charlie Burb. And honestly, if you call birds birds and not burbs burbs, then I don't think I can trust you. But yes, we love parrots on this channel. We appreciate parrots on this channel. They're just, they're just too precious for this world, and they are indeed real. And frankly, if my parrots were real, I'd make them listen to K-pop too. Not that I don't do that with other people's parrots, I will have you know. So now let's move on to a segment that I like to call Whack-Ass Things That I Saw on Stan Twitter. And it seems that Shawn Mendes is being clowned by a lot of people. So basically there are these memes going around showing that Shawn Mendes now has photo cards, a photo book, virtual meet and greets, and even a light stick apparently. Yes, indeed, seems a little bit fishy like, so I decided to look into it on my own, and here's what I found. So essentially, when you go on his merch website, the first thing you are greeted with is, of course, someone going through his photo book. So yes, he indeed has a photo book. And when you go through purchasing options, you actually do see a message that gives details about a meet and greet, and it says the following: pre-order Wonder in any format to be in a chance of winning a virtual meet and greet with Shawn Mendes. But then, in some versions, shall we say, of the album, it seems to come with photo cards, or rather, collectible cards. Now, there are other parties that are selling, Shawn Mendes photo cards and everything like that are more in line with what we know as K-pop photo cards. But it seems that the cards on his own website are part of like a game, like playing cards. His site explaining, World of Wonder is a custom playable card game on the album Wonder. 10 unique holographic cards come in each pack. So I guess they're kind of like photo cards, but not like typically what we know as K-pop fans as photo cards, from what I can tell. But that is not all, my friends. It seems that there are some people bringing up pictures from his concerts where there were light up roses and you saw like this sea of pink. So very similar to a light stick, but it doesn't seem that these are readily available to be purchased, but rather were just specific to certain concerts. So of course, the internet took all of these elements, put them together, and started making a bunch of memes, started clowning Shawn Mendes, and I have to admit it was really funny. Some people calling him Shawn Mendes Oppa. My Koreaboo days are coming back to haunt me. So on one hand, we have a bunch of people making jokes about it. They think it's super, super funny. Like this original tweet that kind of blew up, the OP clarified that they were joking about this. But there are a lot of people who are actually quite upset about this, thinking that this should be exclusive to K-pop. Like these elements, photo cards, photo books, light sticks, virtual meet and greets should be exclusive to K-pop. People saying that it's weird for Western artists to start doing these things. I've read a few stories of people saying that they were made fun of for having K-pop photo cards at the back of their phones, and now if Western artists start doing it, then it's gonna be okay. To which I will add, if you're second gen stans understand that on a very deep level, we did not have photo cards back then, but the bullying was there. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's cool if Western artists start having photo cards, photo books, virtual meet and greets, or do you think somehow, for whatever reason, that it should stay exclusive to K-pop, that it somehow takes away from K-pop? I'd be really curious to know. For me personally, I feel like photo cards are quite new. I actually do not remember ever having photo cards. I used to have quite a few albums, and I remember photo books and like very intriguing albums. Like that was the allure of K-pop albums, right? They were quite extravagant. Does anyone remember Rain's Back to Basics album? You pulled it apart and then anyone who had the album knows exactly what motion I'm doing. Moving on to BTS, who have been nominated for a Grammy. Their song Dynamite was nominated for Best Pop Duo Group Performance. Now, I'm gonna be really honest, when I found out about this information, I was like a little bit confused because I thought they were already nominated. Like, I was like, yeah, I knew this already. And people were like, no, it was just announced. I guess I had a fake memory of them being nominated for a Grammy and just went with it all this time. And actually, this became quite a hot topic a little while ago when Billboard released their list of their predictions of who should be nominated for Grammys and such. And I don't know if you remember, but a lot of people were upset with this list because BTS were nowhere to be seen. Now, of course, this was Billboard making predictions for Grammy nominations. It had nothing to do directly with the Grammys. It was just their own predictions. But I digress. It seems that Billboard was quite wrong and BTS have been nominated for a Grammy. And fans, of course, not even just like ARMYs. I feel like the K-pop community as a whole has like come together and is just like really excited about this, at least from what I've seen. So yeah, let me know about your excitement in the comments down below. So let's end this totally legit news show with some totally legit K-pop journalism. I literally did a deep dive into all of these plagiarism accusations, so here we go. It seems that Tony and Neha Kakkar have come under plagiarism accusations by IZONE and B1A4 fans. It seems that a lot of fans have noticed a lot of eerily similar scenes between their music video for Shona Shona as well as IZONE's music video for Beware and B1A4's music video for Like a Movie. Yes, you heard that right. I mentioned a second-gen group. Within the right context, I deserve an award. Please mark your calendars. This will not happen again for another 7 years. So to paint a little bit of a picture for you guys, IZONE's music video for Beware was released on October 6, 2020. And B1A4's music video was released on October 19th, 2020. So basically over a month ago. While the music video for Shona Shona was released on November 25th, so just a few days ago. And again, to reiterate, a lot of people have been noticing a lot of similarities, and they've been posting screenshots of music videos side by side to show that there might be some plagiarism at play. But of course, as a super proper, super legit K-pop journalist, I had to look into it myself. So I watched all 3 music videos and gathered my own screenshots. But before we actually get into, the similarities that I'm about to show you, there's something that I found within IZONE's music video for Beware that I'm honestly super surprised no one is talking about. Like, it's incredibly shocking to me that no one noticed this and like this didn't become a big thing. There's parrots in this music video. Did no one think to DM me about this? Like, I feel a little betrayed, I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have Bulma as my wallpaper, I would definitely change it to this. But it's missing you, Weather, and I can't do that. So, for IZONE's music video, Beware, we of course have a very similar color palette, and among particular scenes that people have been pointing out, we have this train scene, which is pretty similar again within the colors pink and purple. We also have this movie theater scene, which features almost identical shapes, lights, and even pink and orange. And then we also have this telephone booth scene, which features a pastel blue telephone booth and a pink phone in both music videos. Which was really interesting to me because as I was watching this music video, like, the telephone scene literally lasted like 2 seconds. It was even hard for me to quickly get a screenshot. So I'm like, what? And again, the color stories are very similar between both music videos, which is interesting because when we get into the B1A4 plagiarism accusations by fans, it's like it doesn't mix. Because you have this IZONE super bright pastel color palette mixed with B1A4's music video, which is a lot darker. But when it came to seemingly allegedly plagiarizing the scenes, like, they didn't really change the color palettes. They kept them the same. So I just thought it was interesting because I find like it stands out a lot more. And the similarities, at least for B1A4's music video, seem a lot less like they could have just been common things you find in pop culture, like a train scene. I could name a bunch of train scenes, even though the colors and everything are very, very similar. Or even a telephone booth scene, 21 Go Away. Digressing! So first we have these buildings side by side with pretty much identical architecture, and they both happen to have like a sky background. They seem like they're somewhat floating in the air or super, super high, that the sky is literally the background. We then have a scene where two people are dancing on top of some type of vehicle, which is like eerily similar as well. Then we have this very curious scene in both music videos where there's two people kind of sitting on this ledge, but they're going through this space type scene with food kind of floating around them. Then of course this neon diner sign scene. However, of course, unless someone comes forward, themselves and says that their work was plagiarized, there's not much fans can do other than just like letting people know. But yeah, I would love to know how you feel about this. If you think it constitutes plagiarism or if you feel differently, let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for making it to this point in this video. My watch time thanks you, though I know some of you guys skipped around. It's fine, I won't tell anyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also try joining my channel memberships to get exclusive updates, exclusive videos, depending on which level you're at. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going. Don't forget, please keep an eye out on my community tab because I'm going to be releasing a list of categories for my K-pop end of year award show, and these are categories basically where you can suggest people who deserve to win these categories. This is not the voting, okay? Phase 1 is you suggest nominees for certain categories or even suggesting certain categories, and then phase 2 is the actual voting, and then phase 3 is my end of year video, which will come out end of December. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hi, welcome. This seems really close. That's not funny.